John, let's move to talking about BIF and the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill, which 13 Republicans did cross the aisle to vote for, which says more about that bill than it does about them. It's just like, oh God. And 6 squad members in the House voted against it. So Bowman, Bush, AOC, Tlaib, Pressley, and Ilhan Omar all voted against it, which some liberals are like, oh, well, I never.
Yeah.
Well, I never.
Danny, on principle, what next?
Yeah. Next, they'll start to believe the things they say in the campaign ads.
They're going to try to hold us to that damn platform.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason they didn't vote for it, remember, guys, is because they were trying to leverage an actual vote on the Build Back Better Act. Even though, yes, folks like Pramila Jayapal, the leader of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, were like, we should vote on this infrastructure bill. Kind of. I mean, then that's my question to you, John. Did they let go of their leverage, and essentially has Manchin won this thing, since there is there's a light agreement that there will be a vote on Build Back Better, but
Manchin won this thing sometime in July. With all due respect, and it's how much he won. Like he's already taken what Bernie Sanders wanted to have as a $6 trillion plan that would have really done huge things. It went down to a 3.5 back in July to get Manchin in, right? And then Manchin says, oh, well, I'm not satisfied with that. I want more. Well, it's now down to 1.75. So we've already cut it, by 3/4 of what was there. We've jettisoned community colleges and clean energy stuff. And, so if we're not being realistic if we don't say that Manchin has prevailed. It's just a question of, can you still get something decent, which has, and there's in the 1.75 trillion, there's some real stuff there. Can you get it? I respect people on both sides of that question. I think, and this is a classic political answer, so take it for what it's worth. I respect Pramila Jayapal because I know her and I've covered her for a long time. I think she's an incredibly principled progressive, and I think she thinks she can pull this off. More power to her. I respect the people who say, look, we're going to, Ilhan Omar, others people I've covered who say, look, at some point we have to stop being played on this, and we're going to put our marker down. At the end of the day, both sides live to fight another battle, right? Because it did pass. The infrastructure bill did pass. And so now, and that a group of progressives revolted, said, no, we aren't going to go along. Now we come into the actual politics of this. And this is, again, something that our media doesn't cover much. But the real politics of this thing is, can the leadership of the Democratic Party close a deal on something that they promised they would do, right? And I will tell you this. The problem now is not with Manchin. This is Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi. And it is a huge danger for the Democratic Party, because if the Democratic Party, after all of this, right, 5 months of dickering around and dithering and,
I like dickering.
They're dickering.
I don't even know what that word is. So
it's a great word.
It's a perfect word. You invented it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so whatever they've done for 5 months now, and they just mess it all up. Now they've made these promises. And if they can't close this deal at this point, then I think the disenchantment and the frustration on the part of a lot of people who came in that anti-Trump period will be potentially devastating for the Democratic Party. So, I mean, we can talk about Manchin all we want. We can talk about Sinema all we want. We can talk about all these other people. The bottom line is that at this point, it's frankly a huge test for the Democratic Party. Can they deliver even on this downsized bill? If they cannot, they should not lie to themselves. 2022 could be a very, very bad moment.
Right. And they also shouldn't lie to themselves about the moderate and the centrist Democrats dripping in coal and pharma money that are look, the progressives are okay with the bill that you strip trillions out of down to 1.75. They're still going along with it. So in no world are they the ones being the holdouts.
But I already have the article written saying it's their fault. What do you want me to do with that article?
I was going to say, I mean, I respect you so much, and I love that phrase, in no world. There is, in fact, a world where that can happen.
Sure, we live
called America in 2021, and it's, again, we started out talking about the media, right? And we have a media in this country, not all of it, but a substantial portion of it, that is deeply invested in saying it's the progressives' fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I promise you that will be said, and it will be said very, very loud, but it won't matter. It won't matter, because the fact is, at the end of the day, it's not the gossip. It's the reality. And if this doesn't come together at this point, I promise you, there's just going to be a ton of people who are a lot of people, sincere, honest Americans of many backgrounds and many experiences, who will look at this thing and say, I believed in these guys. Yeah. And one or two things: either they're crooks or they're incompetent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one way or the other, they can't get their act together to do this thing. And frankly, if I was, again, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, that would keep me awake at night, because that reality is what produces midterm nightmares.
Joe Manchin, meanwhile, sleeping like a baby. Oh my God!
On his boat.
It's the roll of the waves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rocks you like a little baby.
I know we're getting late in the game here, but did you see, by the way, that he's got? Is it a Lamborghini?
Maserati.
It's a Maserati SUV. Please,
I'm so ignorant.
Unbelievable.
It's the best one to mow down protesters.
Everything about him just screams rich. Like rich elite dude. He's got the yacht.
Yeah.
He's got the Maserati, and his last name is fucking Manchin. Like,
it's true.
The fact that he is a West Virginia is just like, it's just me and these coal miners, and we're just trying to do the right thing. It's just like, no.
He reminds me of evangelicals in South America who are like, they're putting the microphone in some like very poor, like indigenous woman's face who's like, yes, I just came to Jesus. And they've got like a giant Rolex here.
Right. Yeah.
And all I had to do was give you all of my money and all of my earnings from, my housekeeping job. And then Jesus saved me. And he was like, yes, he did. And they're like,
no, first he wipes the microphone.
It's like, don't touch me, peasant. Yeah. And yes. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.